And we are live. Okay.
Let's see. Says we good. Okay. All right, y'all. Welcome in to the third Generation Wrestling Podcast. BGW here to talk WrestleMania 41 in the books. A lot of things happened. I'm very, very curious to hear these gentlemen's grades and thoughts on this weekend because we did as much as we've talked, nobody's really said anything, which is remarkable. So we'll get into it here tonight. The Real Big E, Rob the Ambassador. Damn, it's been too damn long. Good brother Blake, the inside man. What's happening, man?
What's happening? Glad to be back, man. It has been too long.
Too damn long. We may or may not get the fourth here. He has the credentials and everything, so it's on him.
All
So,
right.
but yeah, WrestleMania 41, Las Vegas. First time since what was that? WrestleMania 9?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had a lot of things. But originally it was 13 matches. Rob said correct. Yes, 14 matches. So you know, history with these two night events. Historically, night one has been better, but we'll find out which night was better this year. We'll take a poll at the end with people here. So, without further ado, night one of WrestleMania 41 kicked off with the World Heavyweight Championship match. Make sure I get this. There we go. With Jey Uso taking on Gunta, the ring general. And man, the fanfare that Jay got, that entrance was insane. We're gonna talk about some entrances on night two. A certain broken skull guy had a hard time getting to the fucking ring. Blake probably saw some footage that I saw too. But
Oh,
this was a long ass entrance for Jay. I mean, good lord.
it was.
Uh,
Was.
he's taking after his cousin in a different way. But it was
Right.
cool. It was cool. Crowd was really into him. This was probably between this match and the main event, the livest the crowd was, for night one anyway. Um, Now I've only watched it. I didn't get a chance to rewatch this match. Um, but I was enjoying it. I thought that the things I liked was that Jay did things that he never has never done. I mean, who would have thought that he could powerbomb Gunther? I mean, that was insane. Like okay. And he was counter the way he was countering Gunther, it made me appreciate it. Made I think a lot of people appreciate that he actually did study and do his homework. It didn't feel like he was just
Hmm.
kind of thrown in there. He wasn't doing the same old stuff. He didn't do like last year when he was just super kicking his brother to death, you know.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. He actually got in there and they got busy and he took them chops from Gunther, man. Gunther would deliver a chop, he would take it and he would come back firing back. And that's what I liked about it. Like he just was not backing down. And the real shock of the night was that Gunther tapped out. Not just pinned, he tapped out
Yeah.
to his move. And Jay is a new world heavyweight champion. I had a fun time watching the match. I thought that the crowd, I thought it was a different side of Jay. It looked like he was kind of torn in the entrance, like he was trying to be serious, but it was a little hard because everybody was trying to get him to eat. You know, it's just a little tough. You know,
Yeah.
it's your first big WrestleMania solo match, so it's like, what do I do here? How do I play this? But and then Jimmy coming out at the end, great emotional moment. I wish Rikishi was there, or he probably was there. I wish he would have been
Mm.
on camera. You know what I'm saying? Big time moment. But congratulations to Jay. I will go pay-per-view worthy. I think it was a WrestleMania worthy match, and you created, you're only broadening that star power with Jay and riding that wave, and people are behind him. So all the haters that weren't before, they are now. Rob, go ahead.
Yeah, pay-per-view worthy for me, and maybe I'd go a little bit higher than pay-per-view worthy if I could, if there was something in between that and superb. I really enjoyed the match. The interest was a bit long, um, maybe too long in my opinion, but the match itself, for the most part, delivered. I do think these two are capable of more and a better match. Maybe we'll get that, but on Friday night, to me, or excuse me, Saturday night, it was pay-per-view worthy.
Same. Pay-per-view worthy. I enjoyed it. That interest, the interest was so long. I was wondering if something like wrong had happened. I don't know, but it took Jay a while to appear. It took Jay a while to get in here. He's in a stadium. It's a lot of stairs to get down. A lot of people doing this while he's trying to get down. I get it, but it was long. Um, the match was solid. I don't want to negative to say about it. I don't know why Jay got so much online hate for being in this spot. Before that, G and he's one of the top merchandise sellers in the company. So I don't get it. But
Hmm,
regardless of all
haven't
that,
heard that.
the match was solid. So yeah, so I give it a pay per view worthy.
Definitely enjoyed it. And Gunther didn't take nothing off now. Like I don't want people to think that he
No,
was taking it easy on Jay, man. Them chops, man. He was like
no,
he was throwing them.
yeah,
Man, I said it on the prediction show. He was going to slap the shit out of Jay, and he did.
he did.
That he did. That he did. All right. Hey Blake, it's your boys, the New Day.
Yeah,
Taking on the War
yeah.
Raiders. I had predicted that the War Raiders would win. I honestly thought they would. I mean, they just got their name back and they got the credibility of the titles. New Day's been there, done that. They didn't really do anything with the whole Big E angle. I mean, so I was like, what's the point?
No.
Um, Not a bad match, but nothing really memorable. I honestly thought this could have been a main event on Raw, so I'm gonna go like a high TV quality. New Day won, new tag team champions. Blake, what'd you think?
Same TV quality. It was nothing to write home about. I much rather would have seen um, the Street Profits do their match against mostly Machine Guns and Gargano and Champa because they were talking about a ladder match for SmackDown. I would have much rather seen that than this. I mean, this was a Raw main event. For better or for worse, the work wasn't bad. The character work wasn't bad, but this just didn't need to be. And the crowd was dead. The crowd was
Oh,
deceased for
for
this.
this one, yeah,
Oh, dead.
yeah,
So, like I said, for me, TV quality.
Same here. I predicted New Day to win because I mean, they're even though they've been there and done that multiple times, they're still just more interesting than the War Raiders. The tag team division is a complete wasteland. It needs an overall, but that's why New Day won because they're just more interesting, even though they're not really that interesting anymore. The match itself, like you said, Inside Man could have been a main event on Raw. Didn't have to be on Mania. I thought this was really kind of a waste of time, but TV quality.
yeah. I mean, I think the Street Profits thing is way more interesting, but it's kind of like what the point you're making, Rob. It's like, okay, do we keep recycling? I mean, you know what though? You know what would have been a fantastic if they wouldn't have a tag team title match. Why not do a ladder match and put Street Profits, um, DIY, and Mo City Machine Guns? That would have been fantastic.
Well, they
They're
are
doing that
going
on
to have that
SmackDown, right?
match. That match is
Yeah.
On
booked.
Mania, I'm saying
Right,
though.
exactly. Yeah,
Oh
that's where.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it should have been on Mania.
Terrible. Terrible booking. Terrible booking. All right. Jade Cargill taking on Naomi and getting this feud reaching this climax here. I actually have enjoyed the way they put this together. I thought that way that Jade returned at the Elimination Chamber was fantastic. And then I like that they also didn't make Naomi like this weak thing. Like they had her coming back, changed her whole gimmick.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah.
Rob, I'm sure you liked her entrance music. They changed. She's got this like rock music now coming out too.
Yeah,
It's actually pretty nice.
yep.
Um, and then like her whole thing is proceed with caution. I thought she might get the upset here. I even predicted she would win just because I didn't think this would be like a one and done type of thing. But I actually thought that the work was good. You know, I know a lot of people still may have been nervous about Jade having her first singles match at Mania, but I think she did well. I think both these ladies did well. Um, I really got nothing bad to say about the match. I know Rob doesn't like when I say this, but maybe it could use a stipulation because of the long term storytelling. Not nothing crazy, not like Hell in a Cell, nothing like that, but just maybe like Last Woman Standing, something like that. That probably would have been cool, but again, that would have taken way longer, kind of thing. So I think this was just right. Right woman won. And I don't know where they go from here with Jade hitting Jaded. The crowd did get animated for her hitting when she hit Jaded. They did
Yeah.
get up for that. So they do like Jade Cargill. Uh, so I actually had fun with this one. I enjoyed it way more than that tag match, so I'm gonna go pay-per-view worthy. Rob, what do you think?
Yeah, pay per view worthy. Definitely better than that tag match. These ladies brought it like I thought they would. I thought there was enough aggression. I did. Well, no, I can't remember who I predicted the one, but I think I predicted Jade. I think I predicted Jade to get over in this one. And she was the right person to win. I'm not 100% sure they're done with this feud, but if they are, that's fine. I still think that Naomi made a good account of herself, where that even with a loss, she can go on and still be relevant on the roster. So, but the match itself, pay per view worthy.
Uh, Same for me. I'm when Jay was in AEW, I was very critical. You guys know from the group chat, I didn't think she had it. I thought she was just a muscle chick. But she has vastly improved. Um I'm glad they didn't just rush her and rush her and rush her. Because if you remember a couple years ago, a year and a half ago, when she came over, Hunter said we're going to take our time. Well, I'm not going to rush her. Yada yada yada, and it shows. It shows. She did some stuff in this match I've never seen her do. I like Naomi's her whole new theme, her whole new look. Her character work is fantastic, and she needed it. She's been doing the glow, dancing, and she glows, dances, and loses. She's been doing this for years. Glow, dance, lose. Glow, dance, lose. I'm glad that we got a whole new overhaul. She needed it. I needed to see it. It worked out. So this match was a low pay per view worthy. Enjoyed it.
Oh, we can't hear you, Big E. Something with your audio. We can't,
We hear the
can't hear
dog
you.
though.
Yeah,
Um,
my dog. Yeah, he's in the crate.
there's
I don't know why
there's
he just won't be
Now we
quiet.
got you.
there's a lot to be said about reinventing yourself. Like, how did Undertaker stay relevant so long? How did Chris Jericho stay relevant so long? Even Roman, they changed Roman. Seth Rollins has changed
Seth
himself.
Rollins is an expert at that.
Yeah, Seth Rollins. Like I
Oh
was about
yeah.
to say, Seth Rollins. You can go all the way back to Sting. You have to
Mm-hmm.
like change. Diesel changed himself. Like all these
Yeah.
Razor Ramon going to Scott Hall. Like you have to reinvent yourself at some point to stay relevant. And yeah, it was like you said, she was feeling the glow, and that did work for a very long time. But yeah, the change is cool, and she's way more aggressive. I think it'll be good for her.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Got the Samoan werewolf going up against the LA Knight. Yeah. For the US title. Yeah, 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 yeah.
uh,
I was hoping he was gonna come out, but only Solo came out with Jacob. But I like this match a lot too. I thought that, and we've said this. LA Knight has really come a long way, and I really thought he even got better with this match, like matching Jacob for the intensity and really taking to Jacob in this match. But
mhm.
in the end, I mean, Uh, there's only so much. I mean, Jacob is so over. And I thought I said this on prediction show, like he would look kind of weird with the U.S. title, but the way the crowd responds to him, it's like you really can't not put it on him. And he
Me
does
too.
those moonsaults. You just gotta let him do it. And LA, but hats off to LA. He does not have to hold his head down in shame whatsoever. He put on a great match, pay-per-view worthy. Jacob Fatu is the new United States champion, and I'm interested to see where they take him with this, and then the promos he cuts as U.S. champ is gonna be epic. Blake, what you think?
Yeah. Oh, this was a good match. I'm not an LA Knight fan like that. I don't do the yeah like everybody else does, but this was a good match, and you're 100% right. He has progressed because I was saying his in ring is trash, and it was, but is not now. And he took it to Jacob. I felt like, hey, he's in this spot. He's gonna have to get the belt. He has to, and he did. But the match was good. I mean, this was a solid pay per view worthy. Solid. I mean, this is one I am gonna go back and watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, pay per view worthy for me. I was really curious to see how the crowd would be split, and both of these guys got their share of cheers from the crowd, but it was clear that people wanted Jacob to get over. I had predicted LA Knight
Mhm.
because I felt like Jacob was more of an attraction that he really didn't need a title to be relevant. But you know what? When you're over like that, go ahead and put the strap on the guy and then figure out the rest later. So that's what they did. I'm cool with that. I enjoyed it. Pay per view worthy.
All right. Oh well. Listen, y'all. This is right here is it was an honor, it's a privilege to bear witness to a lucha libre legend known as El Grande Americano. Now I don't have the new card because this was supposed to be El Grande versus Rey Mysterio, but it ended up being Rey Phoenix. I was gonna stick with this, because they played that they gave us the history on El Grande Americano because we all need to be educated properly on the statistics of this
Correct.
man. This is a Lucha
Yes,
Libre legend that has
he
finally
is.
get the proper treatment in the spotlight he deserves. It's just a damn shame that Chad Gable couldn't be on the show tonight. But they put him on
It's
down.
wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's not right. But
it's
like I said,
it's
I'm not
wrong
sure
how
he's
they're
going
doing
to do
him.
it. Yeah.
Should also be noted that WWE, so a lot of people know by now, WWE acquired AAA. So now they're under WWE's umbrella. So it's gonna be a lot more Lucha Libre uh going on. They got Worlds Collide already planned the same
Mhm.
weekend as Money in the Bank.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a crazy weekend.
Hmm.
So looking forward to that. This match, Ray Phoenix. Now remember Ray Phoenix ignored that other guy, that Hall of Famer. That now he is a legend, but unfortunately he got injured on SmackDown, and that's kind of what happens when you overuse your talent. I don't know why they would book that guy with bad knees to work
Right,
the night before
right,
WrestleMania, but hey, whatever. Um,
right.
I
Ray
heard
Phoenix
he
ain't no
was over
slouch.
his groin though. That but either way, yeah, man, he hurt his groin. Jeez.
Oh, but Ray Phoenix ain't no slouch. We know Ray Phoenix from AEW. Rob and I have seen this man in person twice, and he is absolutely incredible. And then Blake was there for his debut in WWE, so we've all seen what Ray can do, and he is amazing. And this match was great. I mean, El Grande Americano pulling out stuff that you know, it just schooling old Ray, letting him know that he is who he is. He has the training and to do what he does. So there was a little bit of trickery there with the whatever was put in the mask. I don't know, but at the end of the day, El Grande Americano got the win, and I enjoyed the hell out of this match. Uh, I'm a El Grande supporter from the Gulf of America. I guess that's what we call them now. And I gave this pay-per-view worthy all the way. What'd you think?
Man, I went pay per view, and I was thinking about this. do we need to change it to PLE worthy or premium live event worthy now? They don't call it pay per views anymore. Just throwing it out there. Anyway,
Yeah, that you might be onto something, but something about saying pay-per-view worthy is just kind of how we
Right.
do.
got it.
Maybe
But
we
yeah,
It's
just, I
nostalgic.
don't know.
It's nostalgic.
Yeah,
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 okay, gotcha. I'm good with that. Okay. But look, man, I enjoyed this match too. I mean, look, El Grande Americano. I mean, what an impressive record he has. You know, a guy who just coming onto the roster, taking out Ray Phoenix. You know, you have these two great luchas in the ring together. And I have to tell you, El Grande Americano is really impressing me. I think this guy has a very bright future in WWE. I'm curious to see. I'm hoping we still get to see the match between him and Rey Mysterio, who is considered a lucha legend. He's a Hall of Famer already. And look, I think El Grande Americano can hold his own against Ray. I look forward to that match. Pay per view worthy. Great future for El Grande Americano.
for sure.
this was a this was a great match. A great match. I'm a big fan of El Grande Americano. I loved his his vignette and his entrance when they turn the mariachi band and all that. This is just excellent. This is great stuff. I gave it a
He's
high pay per
representing his
view worthy. It
heritage.
seems like him and Ray Phoenix had chemistry too. Was it? It seems like they had great chemistry too. So I loved it. High pay per view worthy for me.
Yeah, I kind of came in already knowing this was gonna be. I mean, you could argue it just stole the show. Um, not the people need to understand the difference between best match and show stealer. You could argue that this stole the show night one, and I would hear you out 100%. Okay, probably the first match of the weekend that very, very, very curious because or should I say, whoo, uh, Tiffany Stratton defending the WWE, the Women's WWE Championship, or whatever they call it now, against Charlotte Flair. Needless to say, we don't need to dredge it up again. There's been a lot of drama and chaos around the build of this, and they just haven't gotten it right. There's been a lot of miscues and this and that. So I was worried about how this was going to go, how this was going to turn out. I will say, the first half of this match looked like perfect. Like they were hitting everything. I was like, okay, they're firing on all cylinders. Unfortunately, at some point, it started to break down, and you could see the seams, and you could see there was a point where I don't know if there was a communication error or maneuver error, but they were countering and countering, just kept kind of rotating each other around. I'm like, what's happening? Who's not hitting their spot? And it seemed like from
Right.
that point on that Charlotte was working extra stiff. See Tiffany Stratton's face if you need any kind of, proof. Um, and it just ended very awkwardly. It did not have, like, if you go back and watch WrestleMania 39, Charlotte and Rhea, it did not have that smooth type of feel at the end where everything flowed and they were hitting their stuff and making each other look good. Didn't have that here toward the end of the match, and it didn't help that yet again the crowd was kind of like they don't know what to do either, and they didn't really pick a side. So I mean, yeah, I think they were doing the Tiffy time stuff, but I don't know, it was just weird. And at the end of the day, Tiffany wins, hitting that moonsault or that swanton, and but when she won, for me, it didn't feel conclusive. if that makes any sense. It just felt like we just kind of got to get this over with. We just kind of need to go home. It's time to go home, as they say in the wrestling business, and
Yeah,
it was just time.
right.
Um, like I don't feel like it was a bad match, but when you've been watching wrestling long enough to know, and you can see when something's breaking down, and neither one of you is making adjustments, man. I guess I gotta be real and just call it middle. This was middle of the road at the end of the day. Like I said, I was so invested in loving the match. Like when the match, first half of the match is damn near superb, if not superb. But when it started to break down, it broke down, and the train just went off the rails, all the way off the tracks. And so, yeah, the right person won, but yeah, I don't know, man. Something just didn't feel right. So I'm gonna go middle of the road. That's all I'm gonna say. Blake, go ahead.
Yikes. It's like I'll agree with you. Start off good, and they were. I think from jump they were both hitting each other really, really, really hard. Like you could tell it was. Look, I don't like you for real. They were hitting each other. But there was some slop. I couldn't tell who was in the right spot, or I'm sorry, who was in the wrong spot. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say it was more than likely Tiffy because Charlotte's been here, unfortunately. So I like the near falls. There was a lot of near falls for me. I went ahead and went. I'm gonna give it TV quality. I can't go pay per view worthy. I mean, obviously it got sloppy and it got just. I won't say reckless. Politely, we went off the road from where we need to go, and they both know that. I mean, it was Charlotte was calling. But I think I don't know if she was doing that just to be a jerk or if she was felt that the match wasn't going right, so she did that. I don't know, but it just wasn't. This match wasn't it, but I was still invested in it, I guess. So I'll go a very low pay per view. No, I'm gonna go TV quality on this. TV quality. This could have been a SmackDown main event, and it would have been better, but it wasn't smooth enough for a WrestleMania match.
Well, I'm going to be the kindest one on this show. I will go pay per view worthy, but just barely pay per view worthy. I'm really disappointed. My worry was that these ladies would let their personal business interfere with the match. Both of these ladies, so immensely talented. This could have been an all time classic. But, and it started off well, like you both said. And I thought, okay, we're just going to get a great match. But then somewhere along the way, things started to break down, as you both have said, and the match suffered for it. Really too bad. I had predicted Charlotte to win. I wanted Charlotte to win, but you know what? I think Tiffany was the right choice to win. You want to elevate young talent, and Tiffy is one of the brightest young talents they have right now. Charlotte doesn't need it. She's a made woman, so Tiffy is the right one to have it now. Charlotte will have her time sometime down the road, but it's a double-edged sword because there were some mistakes made that you could say because Tiffy's younger, maybe it's on her, but Charlotte's been here before. She's a veteran, and she should not be letting her personal business get in the middle of what happens in the ring. She just should be better than that. I expect more from that. You all know how I feel about Charlotte. I just expect better from her. It looks like she really is still. It must be tough. You're getting divorced for second, third time. Your soon-to-be ex-husband is on the roster. Maybe she's dealing with some emotional things. And I know it's easy for me to say this sitting in my living room, not having to wrestle on a big stage. But you can't let if you're not mentally ready to be in the ring, then don't be there. Uh, but pay per view worthy just
It's
barely.
true.
But these ladies are capable of so much more, and I hope that down the road we get to see it again.
Yeah. Like I'm not mad about the markings or anything that was on Tiffany. I mean, it's not ballet. Like I mean, we've seen the guys get bruised and beat up. We've seen from Bianca Belair what happens when she whips them girls. So I mean, it's not necessarily that. I think y'all get what I'm saying. Where it just feels like when it comes to Charlotte, when she's almost like a Randy Orton type thing. When Randy's on, he's on. When he's off, and it shows.
Oof, yeah, I agree.
So that's kind of like the she got like the Randy syndrome, and she's been around too long for that. Like Randy was young and
Right.
dumb when he was doing that shit,
Right.
you know,
Yeah,
and he
yeah.
look where he is now.
Perfect example.
Yeah, so it's like you gotta be able to compartmentalize and like okay, realize where you're at, put that other stuff to the side, and just say, hey, let me just if nothing else, let me cover my own butt because I am Charlotte Flair. Let me do what I do and go out here and put on a show. But
It's time to work. It's
yeah,
time to go to work.
Exactly.
win, lose, or
Exactly.
draw, put on a show because people are gonna remember the show. So speaking of, now I had my worries and doubts and all that, all those words about this match because not necessarily because of the talent. I'm not worried about the talent and put on a great match. It's just because there was no stakes, but there was, and so we do fantasy. Rob and I, we do fantasy football with the family, and a lot of times, for years and years, there wasn't money involved, but the bragging rights was the what meant more because there was so much trash talk in the chat. It's like, you know what? You can have the money. I want the trophy. I want to be able to look you in your face and
Yeah.
say, I got it. I won. I beat you. I beat all y'all. I'm number one on top. That's what it's about. And that's what this was about, you know. And he just had these three guys in here that just absolutely positively can't stand each other. I mean, obviously Rollins hates Punk for his reasons. Roman hates Rollins for valid reasons. And you got Punk had his favorite. You had Rollins who was gonna curb stomp Heyman and say, now you owe me a favor. And then you got Roman who just kind of like, well, I ain't got no favors, but I'm the tribal chief, you know. And well, first of all, shout out Blake. You always say Roman comes out with the same shit on. He came out a little different with the white. He had the white
He
boots
did.
and the
He
white
did.
gloves.
He had the white J's on. Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
white Roman J's or
and they
whatever they
were
were.
clean too.
Yeah.
hmm I was confused with Seth's entrance because he came out with the big coat on. And he was walking kind of funny. And I was like, "What's on his hand?" And I was like, "Oh, that was badass." I'm sorry, that flamethrower. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ! I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a moment in itself. Shooting a flamethrower. I mean, The Rock did it back at 32, but it was still
Right.
different with Seth doing it.
Right.
And then he changed it to all white. And then I don't know why Punk chose yellow, but forget
Yeah.
that.
Look at
Forget
Easter
that.
egg. He looked like an
Living
Easter
color.
egg.
Living color was there yet again. And this was a better performance than even at WrestleMania 29. So excuse me, shout out to Living Color. I didn't know they were gonna be there to perform. I really didn't. So that was a surprise and a great one at that. So good on them for bringing them back again. I mean, the only other person I can think that's had their music played live twice is Triple H. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, so that's high honors right there. But this match, my God in heaven, I mean, this was everything. This had a mix of like 90s WWE Attitude Era to current WWE. Um, I guess my favorite part was Rollins like really, really trying to convince Roman, like, look, man, yeah, we had our shit, but this guy over here is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he even backed off. He didn't even attack Roman. He let Roman come out, and Roman looked like he was about to be like, okay. He even started hulking up. I was like, okay, we about to get the shield bomb. Roman said, nah, I don't need you. I can do the shit myself. Knocked Seth down, powerbomb both of them through the table. I mean, both of them. Jesus Christ. And then threw Seth back in the ring, hit the spear. I thought that was it. I'm like, I don't know how you get up from that. And that was not it. Can we give Paul Heyman an Oscar already? I, wow. Because
Hmm.
the moment they shoot him going to get that chair, I'm thinking, okay, however this goes, it's not going to go straight. It's going to be a swerve in here somewhere.
Hmm.
And the way this was done, because you have to have everybody involved, including the cameraman especially, to get those angles. Um,
Hmm.
just the way the chair was just passed around is insane. Through a throw, good gives Punk the chair. That doesn't work. And then he low blows Punk. Roman gets the chair. Roman and it just and the way it was lined up, perfect. Seth is in the same position
Hmm.
Roman was in. Roman's lined up with the chair. Heyman low blows Roman. It's like, the fuck? And the way Seth didn't even turn around, just stuck out his hand and got the
Hmm.
chair. And yet again, pin Roman Reigns for the win. Like, holy shit. I'm gonna let y'all take it from there. My grade is the absolute. This was the best thing all weekend. Instant classic. Instant classic. Rob, go ahead.
Oh yeah, come on, instant classic. Anytime. Look, first of all, you got three of the top guys. I remember on our prediction show, I was like, oh, you don't really need stakes. Look who's in the ring. Obviously, they're going to be in the title shot. Blah, blah. Well, man, look, anybody who watched Raw tonight knows this goes beyond a world title shot for Seth Rollins. I mean, there is much more going on here that we didn't even know when we were watching this match. But man, and then my worry was that, well, the storytelling is the storytelling going to get too convoluted and interfere with the match? No, it was perfect. Everything about the match was perfect. The wrestling was perfect. The storytelling was perfect. Like you said, Paul Heyman, solid gold, man. No matter what he does, he's so convincing in this role. When he first gave the rack to CM Punk, I'm like, okay, good, he's still with the tribal chief. And then the tribal chief gets the same treatment, and I'm like, holy shit, look what's happening here. Yeah, man. Whenever you have moments like that are going to have you talking for days, weeks, months, maybe years afterward, that has to be an instant classic, and that's my grade.
Before I get my grade, I want to say this. We talked, on this podcast before about who the best wrestler is in the world right now, male or female. And Rob, I know you said Charlotte Flair, and I was saying AJ Styles at one point, more so for the in-ring stuff than anything else. Right now, I still love AJ. Right now, the for the whole package, the best professional wrestler in the world right now is Seth Rollins. He's better than everybody in the ring, on the mic. He's a total package right now. He's a total package. And I was hoping Seth would win this, but I did not. I thought Punk would win.
So did I.
This match
With
was
my prediction.
fantastic. What's that?
I was just saying that was my prediction.
This,
Punk. I thought so too. I thought
yeah,
it was a slam. I almost thought this one was
I
a
thought
slam
Punk would
dunk.
win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this match is obviously this is an instant classic. This was just great. So many near falls. towards the end, I'm like, I can't call it no more. I'm like, I think they're just gonna give it back to Roman again. I'm like, well, no, Punk will pull it out. I'm like, no, Seth will. It's so many near falls. The ending, I mean, Paul Heyman is worth his weight in gold, and Paul Heyman ain't no small guy. He's worth his weight in gold, and I mean, this was fantastic. This is my ooh, yeah, this is my favorite match of the weekend. Instant classic. I can't wait to go back and watch this one back. And right now, Seth is the guy. And if you watch Raw tonight, Seth is the guy.
Yeah.
I can't really argue. Um,
Yeah.
no, I can't really argue, and how they walked out and how they had Roman and Punk just kind of bewildered. I
They
mean,
were
that's fine.
defeated. They were
Yeah, that's
defeated.
Yeah. Yeah.
no words. They didn't know what to think. I mean, especially more so. I don't know if I can say more so Punk, but maybe I can because Punk has known Heyman way longer than Roman. So yeah, that's a tough pill to swallow for both of them because you know Bloodline. Which I think the Bloodline story is finally done. I mean, it has to be. I
Oh
mean,
yeah. Yeah. I think that's over and done.
Yeah.
you look at where Jay is. You look at
Yeah.
where Solo and Jacob Fatu are.
Yeah.
I mean,
You can't go back to that.
yeah. I mean,
No.
Sami
We're
Zayn. Sami
done.
Zayn came out
At
to
least
help.
not at this point. You can't.
No, I mean you
Right.
could do the kind of like they did at War Games where you have reunions and stuff like that, but you could never do the whole faction thing again. That's
No.
done.
Done. Done.
Right. Let's see. So that's the end of night one. It's night one in the books. We go to night two. Now I should also note that somehow, some way, so Shawn Michaels came out and they did a Hall of Fame inductees on night one. Um, with 61,000 some odd people, and it was sold out.
Uh,
And yet night two had 63,000 people, but it was also sold out. Mm, okay, sure. Not that I couldn't see the empty seats on the drone or anything like that, but whatever.
People were in the bathroom. That's what happened.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Bathroom
They
break.
getting concessions here or there.
Concessions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Mhm. All right, night one kicked off with the triple threat match, ladies, for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. Bianca Belair versus Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky. I have seen this match probably 2 or 3 times since it went on because it was just that damn good. And I'm not ashamed to say it was the best match on night two, period, hands
No, not
down.
to
It
me. That's
ain't
not
even
even close.
close. Yeah, it ain't even close. All right. These three women tore it down, tore it up, and they had the crowd in the palm of their hands. I mean, uh, just it's epic. I mean, I don't even know if I had the words. I mean, from Bianca doing her flips and the three vertical suplexes and then the kip ups and then Rhea with her strength and doing Rhea looked. I said obviously Bianca was shredded to the bone,
Mhm.
but Rhea looked like she tightened up as well. Um, and then EO just doing what EO does. I mean, everybody came into this feud with EO feeling the third wheel, but she showed last night that she is not third wheel. She is a star, and as Rob said, her promo that just showed tonight on Raw, her promos are way better. She speaks way better English, and that I think that's helped her along.
yeah.
The crowd really, they really love her when she gets animated and does her thing. I mean, they love it. And the finish on this match, I mean, was fantastic. With Bianca hitting the KOD, going for the pin, and then Io Sky hitting Jeans for the Sky over the moonsault. I mean, and pinning Bianca. Bianca hasn't been pinned in Mania, I don't think ever. So there you go.
That's her first loss.
Yeah. So there you go. And she's still a champ. I mean, there was other highlights. I mean, Rhea tried to do like a super riptide off the top rope with EO. She countered that. I mean, this match was just this was just a highlight of the night. And the ladies earned it. I've already said I've seen this match 3 times. So this is a instant classic. Period. Blake, go ahead.
Instant classic. This, oh my gosh. I'm really proud to say, like, I've watched these three women come up from NXT when Bianca was a heel for real. I've been looking at Rhea Ripley since she was the NXT UK champion, then beefing with Tony Storm over there. That's how long. And when Io Shirai first, she was Io Sky when she came to NXT, and I'm really happy for all three of them, especially Bianca. This match was great. This had everything you need and more. This match delivered. It was the best match on night two, hands down, easily. 100% an instant classic. This is the one on night two you really want to go back and watch.
Couldn't agree more. Instant classic. Yeah, if you just want to watch a match, like if you don't know the backstory, you just want to see three great wrestlers going at it, this is the match you need to see. And it's so great, man. We all remember the Divas era and how they were doing the
Mm.
women. And it is so great where we are now that we get to see, now when you talk about greatest wrestlers in the world, you can talk about some of these women and some of these ladies. It does. Who says there's no rule that says a man has to be the greatest wrestler in the world? You've got three extremely talented wrestlers in the ring on Sunday night, and they tore the house down. Nothing else on that card was even close to what these three women did. I loved every minute of
Mm.
it. Absolute instant
Yeah,
classic.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't get enough of this. I mean, every time I show highlights of it, even I'm like, nope, I'm watching it. I've seen it already, but I'm watching it again. It was incredible, man. It was incredible. I mean, I almost wish Rhea would have did like some Joker makeup. She kind of almost had it going with the red lipstick and the it wasn't white face paint,
Mm.
it was the makeup because she's so pale. But yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome. All right, moving right along here. We got the Sin City Street Fight with the Irish last. Well, no, that was Fit Finley, but Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. Uh, I I honestly thought that this was kind of one of those hit the beats kind of street fight. It had intrigue because I thought that Drew was very animated. I'll give him that. Um, and he was dastardly, I dare say. But they just kind of hit I guess we're just at this point because wrestling is so the standard has been raised. The street fight, I wanted to see like I probably give it a higher grade if I saw like fire extinguishers and stuff like that. Like that's how I grew up watching Al Snow and Hardcore Holly really have like
Al
street fight
Snow. Al Snow.
What do we want?
Oh, Al
Yeah.
Snow.
Yeah, and Hardcore Holly, the matches they had, man, were epic. I love those matches, man. They even fought in the freaking river. Like they went all the way out to the river. Uh,
uh,
but
Al Snow.
yeah, uh, he looks great too. By the way, if you look up Al Snow, he's jacked. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man.
I, I had fun, but I just didn't feel like there was. I mean, yeah, this match made sense. For the last year, Damien Priest has been like right there every time Drew McIntyre has failed. So yeah, it made sense to have this. Ratman won Drew, and I will say this though: if he was ever going to have a finish, my good Lord in heaven, that chair in the corner and that Claymore.
Man, man.
So you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get this pay-per-view early because that's how you do it. If you're gonna finish it and like knock somebody out, because I don't know how you can stage that. Your head is right here and his foot is right here. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Pay-per-view worthy. I enjoyed that, and I really did love that finish. Uh, so yeah, Rob, what'd you think?
I think I enjoyed it a little bit more than you. I would still only go pay per view worthy, but I might go mid to high pay per view worthy. I thought there'd be a little blood. I thought with this feud there could have been a little blood. I think blood should be, in special cases, and I thought this was a case where it should have been. I also want to make mention of Kerry King, guitars for Slayer, bringing out Damian Priest. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, but yeah, I thought there were some good spots. You talked about the chair spot. I mean, the finish where there was a lot of tables being smashed, and I mean it was physical. I enjoyed it, but for some reason I just expected a little more. So I walk away slightly disappointed, but I still thought it was pay per view worthy. Solid pay per view worthy.
For me, it was a low pay per view worthy, a low one. And for me, I'm going to be honest. Their biggest issue wasn't anything under their control. Their biggest issue is they went after the last match. How do you go after that, and put some? So they had this. When you think street fight, see. I look at this street fight, and then I look at the one I saw on SmackDown between Jacob Fatu and Braun Strowman. I'm like, was this so much better than that? And that's the way I gauge it. So for me, low pay per view worthy. There was nothing wrong with it, but just did not knock my socks off. And especially with this being Mania, if this was Backlash or if this was tables, ladders, chairs, something like that, I'd be like, okay, yeah, cool. But this is Mania. This is WrestleMania. So these are two guys who deserve to be on the Mania card, but I just expect a little bit more. I do like the Claymore at the end. That was nasty work against the chair. That was nasty. So for me, because of the finisher at the end, that's what got to pay per view worthy for me. If not, it would have been TV quality.
I agree. Um, that's why I was saying like a lot of stuff was just kind of like run of the mill stuff, but not that finish.
Correct.
That finish.
The
I mean, the
finish. Yeah.
crowd was like, "Holy shit!" Is Damien
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I dare say this is the second best match of the night. The Fatal Four Way for the Intercontinental Championship. Finn Balor, Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Penta taking on the champ, Braun Breaker. Um, I think I had picked Braun. No. I did pick Dominic to win.
We both picked Dom.
Well, all three of us did. All three of us.
Okay. It There was points where I thought that Braun was going to retain. I mean, this was absolutely insane. Um, we can't keep killing Carlito. All right, give this man a break. Jesus Christ! Like he just shows up TV to take the spear in different ways. Like my God, I was worried about
Uh,
Braun when he did that spear too, because he's got it like he's almost too fast. You know especially like a couple weeks ago when he speared him and he did a whole flip and landed on his feet. Like oh my God, I
Man, I
keep
don't know if
saying
anything
that.
will top that spear he gave I Show Speed.
Oh man, I was there for that.
oh my gosh.
Jesus
Man,
Christ.
Oh.
I was there, and
Oh.
we were all like, "That man is dead."
Oh.
yeah, that was brutal.
Yeah,
Brutal.
and it's always funny. Think I told the story, but so we could see where I was sitting when they would have the golf carts where they would drive the people back to the locker room, and all you see with ISO speed is a hand and a leg hanging out, like he's
oh.
just gone.
Man,
It was
Oh.
great. But I thought this match was, like I said, this probably was the second best match to me on the card because I really did enjoy this. Very fast paced, lot of near falls. Penta doing his thing, but Dominic really showed that he's honed his craft as far as the in ring goes. And I said it on a prediction show that it was time. He's put in the work. He's done what he had to do, and to pin Finn Balor, number one, and then to get the win. And I told Rob, I think I told text y'all, text Rob, I don't know, I can't remember now. It's been 2 days, but the reaction he got was a babyface reaction. The crowd
Yeah.
was going ape shit.
Yeah.
He even came back for an encore. Like,
He
what
did.
happened?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was awesome. So I've given this pay-per-view worthy. I love this one. This is the one I would go back and watch too. Uh, this was a WrestleMania match. Like I said, the crowd lost their shit when Dom won, and he is the new Intercontinental Champion. Blake, what'd you think?
This was superb. This was superb. I think 2 years ago, if Dom would have won, they would have been throwing beer bottles and garbage in the ring, and people would have been cursing Triple H's name. But I don't know what's changed since then so much. But he got a crazy reaction when he won. I don't think it's a big deal to pin Finn Balor because Finn Balor has not won a feud since I can't even tell you. It's NXT when the second time he went when he was champion. Finn Balor's just done. He's there to be pinned on the main roster, unfortunately. But um, he this was great. Everyone was great in the yeah. And I don't feel bad for Carlito. Carlito's getting paid probably a lot of money to take them horrible spears, so I don't feel bad for Carlito. You got to take them spears, buddy. He ain't doing nothing else. You don't get no matches on Raw or nothing, so take them spears, buddy. This match was superb. This is another go back and watch. Really enjoyed it. I'm very proud of Dominic Mysterio. Very happy for him.
Yeah, I'll go pay per view worthy, but it's a high one. I predicted Dom. I just thought it was time. It's really weird. I mean, this guy goes from being booed out of the building to being the biggest baby face in a fatal four way. I mean, where are we at? What are we doing? Couldn't believe it. But it's time. Dom has put in the work and he has created this great character, and I'm happy for him. The match itself, look, you got a lot of talent in there. So the talent level was to what I would expect, but just Dom getting over, just that moment alone, just makes this match for me. I'm really curious to see what the future is for Dom. Does he continue to go in the direction of a babyface? He's still at Judgment Day, where the crowd start to, once the excitement of him winning wears off, will they just go back to booing him again? I'm really curious to see where it goes. But congrats to Dom.
Yeah, it is. It was mind blowing because I'm just like this dude been getting booed, like can't even talk, and now he's getting cheered. I mean, it was a matter of time. We know how the wrestling game goes. So, all right. I don't have a card for this one because I had no idea if they were even going to have a match for this man, but I guess they figured it out. Randy Orton comes out and the crowd sings him to the ring. Night 2 crowd, by the way, for the win because night 1, yet again, y'all suck. Um, and I'm thinking, I mean, I think we all kind of threw the names out there. I think I said Aleister Black, but
We had heard about Rusev. That was my guess.
Rusev. But I think it was kind of clear like Randy was gonna win this match. Like he was booked to win, so it had to be somebody that he could beat. If I could have made a list of people, Joe Hendry would have been at the bottom. Like I
He wouldn't
wouldn't
even
I
been
it
on
just
my
wouldn't
list.
cross my mind.
Yeah,
Yeah.
wouldn't even. I
But
think
I
Nick
think the
Aldis.
way they did it was
Nick
perfect.
Aldis.
Yeah, Nick Aldis was
Yeah.
was at the top of my list.
Yeah.
He must have something where he can't wrestle
I don't know.
because
I
he's
honestly
only
don't know.
he's only like 37. So it's
I
not
mean,
like he's
was it
even old.
concussion issues like Corey Graves? Maybe it's something like that. So they just won't allow him to take any bumps.
I don't
I mean,
know.
he
Yeah,
did take an
I
RKO.
don't know.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
and he can take bumps. He ain't old. It was like, what's the deal? He's still in shape, clearly.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, Joe Hendry, TNA World Champion Joe Hendry answered the call. I thought this was by far this will go down as my absolute positively favorite RKO in history. That shit was hilarious.
Better than 32.
Huh?
Better than 32.
No, 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 no. 31. Oh, we're talking about Seth Rollins. The one he did with Seth Rollins was
Yeah.
the best he's ever gonna get. But this was the most hilarious because the way the
Okay.
camera
Okay.
was angled and Joe Henry was doing his pose, and you just see, oh, you don't see nothing. You just Randy just comes out of nowhere and just RKO's. I died laughing.
Okay. I got you.
That shit was hilarious. Just the way it was done. I was like, yeah, that was perfect. And, and then Randy,
Hmm.
he set him up. He's like, yeah, yeah, raising his hand and everything. Joe Hendry, y'all, give it up for him. Give it up for
Yeah,
him.
I knew another one was coming.
You know what's coming.
Yeah. Yeah.
RKO's
Oh.
him again. Uh, good stuff. Um, I don't know, man. It was there to be there. It was fun. I don't know. TV quality, I guess, just because it wasn't really it was a match, the bell rang and everything, but it wasn't really they didn't fight to the death or anything like that. It was just kind of comedy. I mean, Randy Orton's poking this guy in the eyes. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I give it TV quality, whatever. It
Uh,
was fun. So there it is. Blake, go ahead.
oh goodness. I was for sure it was gonna be Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis was a NWA heavyweight champion for a long time, for a very long time. I don't know why it wasn't. I did hear today that a name that they were going to do that was up there in consideration was actually Jeff Hardy, and they didn't do that. Well, they ended up going with Joe Hendry and said Jeff would have been cool. As far as the
Definitely.
match, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that would have worked. As far as the match, I don't know. It's fun. Worthy. Why not? Pay-per-view worthy. It's Randy Orton. It's fun. It's funny. Everyone had a good time laughing. Why not? Pay-per-view worthy. Sure, I'd pay to see that again. Why not? Because that RKO when he hit his pose, that was gold.
Yeah, I'll go TV quality. I'm not going to shit on it because I knew when they told us how this was going to happen that it wasn't going to be no classic. It wasn't going to be like a Cody and Seth situation. But
No, no, no.
they didn't look. They didn't waste a lot of our time. But the crowd pops for Joe Henry. This guy just gets the hugest pops
They
wherever
did.
he goes. Um,
They did.
and then it was hilarious the way Randy finished the match. So yeah, I mean TV quality because I didn't feel like it was a waste of my time. This could have easily been some bullshit or maybe even
Oh
uh,
yeah.
as our dearly departed would say, a
GFY.
flaming fucking f. But it was actually entertaining. So yeah, I'll go TV quality on it.
Yeah, it was fun. It was nice to have like that moment of we know what this is. But it's still a cool moment to have Joe Hendry come out, have a WrestleMania moment with Randy Orton. I mean, that'll people remember this. And I love the way they did it too, with the doors and they just split in half, and you just see him standing there. And kudos to Randy, he even did the pose himself. You know,
He did.
Yeah, Randy's having fun,
Randy
man.
had fun out there.
Yeah,
with his big ass. Jesus Christ, man! I know Rob. So I don't know if Rob has told you the story, Blake. So he used to do security in Iowa at the arena, and he used to tell us all the time. We always look at Triple H and Batista's big guys. He said, "No, y'all don't know. Randy Orton is fucking
yeah,
huge,
man.
and
Yeah.
he's
He looks
bigger
big.
Hmm.
now than he was when Rob saw him. So I can't even imagine.
Yeah,
Rob would the way Rob described Randy's back,
man.
like back
He was,
then.
Yeah.
man. I'm telling you, dude was huge back then. He's like,
He's bigger
six,
now.
yeah, 6'4", 6'5".
Right.
Randy was huge.
Huge.
Right.
See, now I know why they never, if you go back and watch the Evolution days, they never stood him next to
Yeah.
Batista. And it was for a reason,
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
because he's
Right.
taller.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. That was fun. No, now my internet wants to act up. Okay. After that, oh, Blake, you're up, man.
Oh,
You know what time it is.
Logan Paul versus AJ Styles.
Yes,
Oh,
sir.
Yeah.
Now, hear me out. I want to say this. When they booked AJ versus Shinsuke, if you compare AJ versus Shinsuke at Mania, if you compare AJ versus Edge at Mania to this match, this is the best one.
Yeah.
yeah.
But
But
but is go ahead.
it was still missing something. And I don't really know what that thing was this time. Like, I mean, for all the hate that Logan gets, I mean, the man, I mean, nobody ever says this dude sucks. You know, it's really just about his
No.
personality people don't like. Nobody has ever,
Yeah.
critiqued his work in the ring. And he was humble about it. And even Ray was kind of saying he didn't really save him, but I'm like, dude, no, he saved your neck. I don't care what you say. Because he
Yeah.
knew where to be. And that's like something that you don't pick up on in like 3 years. That's just, I don't know though, man. I liked the match. I didn't hate it, but it was like, and then you had Karen Cross out there trying to like turn AJ, which is confusing too. And he's calling him by his name. He's not even calling him AJ, he's calling him Allen. Like, okay, what are we doing? I mean, I get it. I kind of get it. Like they're using Karen Cross as like a catalyst. Which did you see that clip I sent you, Blake?
No, I saw you send me something, but I'm gonna go back. Is he Killer Cross again?
That
Oh,
is the
never
best
mind.
promo he has cut in years. I'll send it to
I'm
you,
gonna
Rob.
watch it. I'm gonna
Okay.
He
watch it.
went off.
Because I don't like Karrion Cross at all.
You will like that promo.
No.
Y'all both, I'm telling you right now, that promo, he let loose. He let loose. Scarlett is literally trying to calm him down because he is that pissed off. And he's like, no, fuck this. And this is a WWE video clip. This ain't no sideshow stuff. It's a WWE clip. And he's going off. And he called himself Killer Cross. That's all I'm gonna say. But as far as this goes, I, I, I don't know. I guess I just don't know the direction. Maybe that's why I have a hard time with Logan Paul because I don't know the direction that they're going with him. One minute they're saying he's going to be on Raw, he's going to be a full-time participant, but we never see him. And, and AJ is like, well, we don't know how many years AJ has left. He should be putting over younger talent, but not a part-timer. So that's why I picked AJ when we did the prediction show. But it was Logan Paul that got the win here. Of course, not clean, because why would it be? Because Logan Paul. Um, but man, I just keep every year I just keep hoping AJ has that instant classic, and we still ain't got it. So if I'm being real, if I'm being 100, I think I go TV quality. Because at the end of the day, if we're doing wrestling, as far as the wrestling was, it was a SmackDown or Raw main event. Period. Uh, Rob, tell me I'm wrong.
No, man, I can't. I wish I could. But I want TV quality as well. And I'm not sure what's going on with AJ. At one time or another, we've all said this guy was the best wrestler in the world. But Big E, you mentioned it. Matches against Edge, two matches against Shinsuke that were letdowns. And I had high hopes for this match with him and Logan Paul. As you said, say what you want about Logan Paul. This guy can work in the ring. He's worked with some of the greats. Ray, and so I thought him and AJ were capable of maybe an instant classic, definitely a superb, but we didn't even, as far as I'm concerned, even get pay-per-view worthy. I don't know whose fault it is. Sometimes the chemistry isn't there, I guess. I was also just disappointed that they chose to let Logan get over instead of AJ. AJ doesn't have many years left in this business. Logan is a part timer. I really felt like AJ needed this win because he had kind of a comeback, got injured again. And so now, man, where are they going with AJ? What are they doing, with whatever time he has left on the roster, man? It was kind of a letdown, not just the match itself, but then AJ losing. So, yeah, TV quality for me. Didn't like this match.
Now, you guys know I share the same birthday as AJ Styles. Okay,
I
I'm an
didn't know
AJ
that.
Styles.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say it, but I'm an AJ Styles fan through and through. But this just was not it. And like you said, the match with Edge, yeah, that wasn't it. The match with Nakamura, that 100% should have been it. That wasn't it. Now the match with Shane McMahon was great. The match with Randy Orton was pretty good. But these three, I don't know. Logan Paul can work. I won't take it away from him. AJ Styles, in the ring, he's one of the greatest of all time. Top five, and not number five. But this just wasn't it. And I mean, I got to be objective. I'm gonna give it TV quality, and I flirted with middle of the road because of the finish. This Logan Paul's friend, I don't even know his name because I don't watch his show. Cheddar
Uh,
Bob or whatever his name is from the brass knuckles. The referee is looking at you. Give him brass knuckles, and the referee's watching this happen. Then Killer Cross shows up out of where and says, "Yeah, go in there and hit him with it." Shut up! You weren't even invited to Mania. You're luckily still being to be honest. Like this ending was garbage. Like the match was okay, nothing great. It was okay, but the ending just completely tanked it. Logan Paul's new finisher is great. That's Chef's kiss. This was disappointing. I may even be being kind by giving it low TV quality, even for a SmackDown main event or a Raw main event. I think AJ's on Raw. Even for a Raw main event, you look at that finish and be like, "This is crap." Crosses need to be here. Logan Paul's blade don't need to be here. The brass knuckles. The referee is watching the whole thing happen. It's nonsensical. It's stupid. None of this was good as far as the ending is concerned. So even on the main event on Raw, you're still disappointed. You know what? But I'm not gonna harp on it. Very low TV quality. Very low. I just expected and wanted so much more.
with you.
Yeah, yeah. And it makes you want. I know. I hate to be like a stipulation king or stuff like that, but it's like only one match on 2 nights of WrestleMania has stipulation. And that's the Sin City Street Fight. It's like, come on now. I just feel like, and not necessarily with this match in particular, but there were matches that the match didn't line up with the feud it presented, so to speak. And we've had that in the past too. But I don't know. I don't know. But we must move right along. Okay. Uh, I mean, you would have to be not even Stevie Wonder. I don't know. You had to be blind, deaf, and dumb to not guess who the replacement for Bailey was gonna be for this shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, did anybody not have Becky Lynch as their pick? Come on, it's Lyra. How look where it is too. It's the same place you came back at SummerSlam. You know, so it's just mint and kudos. I mean, great, but not very shocking. Okay. Um.
Feel bad for Bailey.
Well, I don't know if it's truly creative differences because I guess I saw they showed on tonight on Raw with they did do a backstage thing with her being attacked. So whatever. Maybe it's a real injury and they just had to make a change last minute. Um, I
Oh shit.
This was bullshit, man.
Oh man.
I'm sorry.
Oh man.
This did not flow. I mean the manhandle slam out of nowhere and just so sudden. This could have been great, right? This could have been epic. Raquel is I don't know what happened. She was decent in NXT.
Oh,
She is just that wagon left her ass back in Texas. Okay, it is gone. She's falling off. She fell off that shit long time ago,
oh.
and it has yet. And Liv Morgan is breaking her back to put her back on that shit, and it's not working. I get it. She has the size and the look, and yeah, they look. If you're doing a photo shoot. Yeah, they look great together. If you want to do a Shawn Michaels Diesel side by side for strictly for photography purposes, yes. But Raquel, you are not Diesel. Okay. Yeah,
Lives
I'm
outfit
sorry
though.
to do it, but and then to flip the belts, I just don't see the point of flipping the belts. It's stupid. And then they flipped them back tonight. What the fuck? Okay, bullshit. Go ahead, Blake.
This match sucked. However, I will say this: I'm very proud to say I have been a Liv Morgan fan for a long time. I
Same.
said I believed in her when she was crying during her promos. I said, "Come on, guys, stick with her. She can go places. Is going somewhere." When she was getting beat up by Ronda Rousey and crying and doing all this, I'm like, I believe in Liv. I like it. I like it. And now she is one of the best. She's one of the top stars in the female division in WWE. So I am very proud of her. Followed her for a long time. With all that being said, this match was awful. Becky was predictable. Lyra's okay. Raquel Rodriguez, I get I almost get like a headache every time I look at her on my television, whether she's on TV or on a pay per view or what. She is an eyesore. I send you guys messages in the group chat. She is just terrible. She is just awkward. She's not good. She can't talk. She can't wrestle. She can't do anything entertaining. I didn't like her in NXT. I didn't even think she was that good back then, but she was better than she is now. I know she was dealing with some kind of injury or illness or something. I'm sorry to hear that, but my goodness, is she bad? I just I can't stand her. Like how Book used to do Baron Corbin. Almost any match
Oh
she is
man,
in is going to get a
Oh boy.
lower grade from
not a
me.
human diarrhea bag.
I was just thinking that
He
same
called
thing.
he called that man a Yuri. I won't go that far. I mean, I won't go
Uh,
that far, but my goodness, like I just cannot stand her. She's just not good. She's not. She's just terrible. But this I gave this. What did I give this? I give this a. I didn't go with some bullshit. I gave it middle of the road, and this just was not it. I will not go back and I'll watch Live on Raw or something else. I'm not gonna go back and watch this match probably ever.
Yeah, man, middle of the road. I agree about Raquel. It's really too bad because I in NXT I liked her and I thought she had some potential on the main roster, but it has just not worked out. We've talked about Liv for a long time. The crying thing didn't work for me, and we had a heated discussion about her. And I think we all turned out to be right. You all were Liv fans from the beginning. I was like, I like her. I just didn't think she was championship material back then. I just did not like that crying thing. I just didn't think that translated well. Well, now look, a few years later, she ain't crying and she's winning. So I guess we all were kind of right about her. But she is amazing in the ring, and I think inside man, I think it was you who mentioned, man, she looked pretty good Sunday night. I got to say that what she was
Whew.
wearing, but I'm not going to
Yeah.
belabor that point, But um,
Ooh.
the only reason I can see why they let Becky and Lyra get over is they used that to kind of swerve us tonight. They came out, we thought they were just celebrating their victory, and then for those of you who haven't watched Raw, spoiler, you might want to turn this off. I'll give you a couple of seconds. Well, Becky turns on Lyra, right? So that's how they set that up, I guess. And then that all happened after they tried to defend against Liv and Raquel and ended up losing. So yeah, Liv and Raquel once again, your women's tag team champions. But the match was middle of the road, waste of time. It wasn't even a shock or surprise. Like Joe Henry at least was a surprise, right? None of us saw that
Yeah.
coming, but everybody saw Becky coming. So that just kind of took away from
Yeah, it's like, come on, who else would it be?
right, right.
Yeah,
Right. Right.
yeah, man. I'm sorry, I'm gonna keep it real. And the book was here, he would give us a flaming fucking out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man,
Oh
it's funny.
yeah.
Ever since Triple H took over, I don't ever remember giving an F. I always keep Fireball just in case, but I don't recall using it yet.
I have.
Okay, yeah, you have. I can't remember
Who
what
you
it
give
was.
it?
It's probably
Who you
it's
give
been
F
a
to?
while. It's been a while,
Yeah,
but
Who you give
we'll have
F to?
it was
I'll have to
one
go
of the.
back and check
It
some
wasn't a
podcasts.
major one. It was one of the in between shows. But I have given him a flaming. Yeah. He got one.
Okay, all right. I don't think
I'll
I
go
did.
back and look and find it. But in the last 2 years, oh, he didn't got one.
Okay,
He didn't got one. He ain't perfect. Yeah, he damn sure ain't perfect after this shit. Okay, sorry, I don't mean to give it away. Uh, the main event of a whole entire WrestleMania weekend. The thing that on March 1st sent everybody into a tizzy. When John Cena turned heel with the help of The Rock and Travis Scott. And I said then, if you got The Rock in your corner, somebody that's on a member of the board and who is the final boss as a character on TV, you are not going to beat any. You're just not going to win. You're not. He's going to make sure you don't win. Unfortunately, even going into the weekend, I had no hopes, no dreams, no speculation, no anticipation that The Rock was going to show up. None whatsoever. And a lot of people did. A lot of people were thinking, "Oh, he's got to be there. WrestleMania. I mean, it's Vegas. He got to be." No, I none. So I wasn't disappointed that he wasn't there because I knew in my head he wasn't gonna be there. So let's just get to the match itself. While I will say this is one that is more so for the entertainment, not so much the sport, I still think that when you have someone that hasn't wrestled in so long, hasn't won a match in 7 years or 6 years, however long it's been, and then all of a sudden comes back and wins. That coupled with, let's just call a spade a spade. This was not a good WrestleMania main event at all. And I'm not saying you have to live up to what happened last year. But if we even go back to 39, that was a great match. May not have been the outcome people wanted, but it was still a great match. 38, Roman and Brock was still better than this. 37, Roman, Edge, Daniel Bryan. Better than this. I could keep going. This was just not a good match. And Cody is doing his damnedest to carry this sack of potatoes named John Cena. And it's Cena doing stuff he's never done. Sure. But he's still moving slow and stiff. And he even said himself he's lost a step, and that's why he's retiring. He knows he's lost a step. He's damn near 50. Okay? And not that that's a bad thing. I mean, AJ's damn near 52, but he looks better than Cena. Man, that's why you really, really needed The Rock to be there to sell this thing. And to only have Travis Scott, who's this big, and Cena laughing like, oh yeah, I got Travis Scott in my corner. The rapper, the rapper, not the fighter, not the WWE superstar, the skinny ass 120-pound rapper in my corner. Okay, sure. I don't know, man. The finish was whack, hitting him with the belt, low blow, and then the don't hit me. I was out. I really was out. Um, However, there is something to be said about 17. If they're gonna run with John Cena as a heel, it does make sense to have him be champ, have him have these because there's the intrigue, right? 17-time world champion is gonna headline every pay-per-view this year, essentially. And somebody has to dethrone him. Whoever that person is going to get elevated. So there is something to be said about that. But if I'm grading the match is middle of the road at best. Uh, it just wasn't it, and the finish was very, very lackluster and predictable. But if it's long-term booking and everything, and it's going to play out well, we'll see. But as far as the WrestleMania, if I had paid that kind of money and that's what I got, and I only went to night two, I'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. Like I said, it wasn't some bullshit, but it was damn sure middle of the road. Everybody knows I'm not a John Cena fan to begin with, and we kind of talked about it a little bit in the chat. Like, why have The Rock do that angle if The Rock can't show up? Because how much better would it have been if you would have had The Rock come out and cost Cody the championship? You got something there. I don't know. I don't know. But that's all I got. So, um, Rob, you
Some
being
bullshit for me.
the historian and you've seen every single. I mean, Blake's probably seen every single WrestleMania too. But uh,
Nah.
you predicted John Cena. So I guess
Yeah,
yeah, you did.
yeah, but still some bullshit for me, and here's why.
Woo!
This match, by the time this match happened, I wasn't really looking forward to it. I remember I wasn't able to watch Elimination Chamber live, and I remember you both
Mm,
just trying your best not to tell me what happened, but very
right,
excited about what had happened.
right.
And so when I finally watched it, I couldn't believe it. I thought was one of the greatest moments in WWE history I'd ever seen. I couldn't believe it. We all wanted it. Cena turning heel at the behest of the final boss. What a moment. Everything that happened after that was just weak. I mean, first we get Cena's promo, and I guess you and me, Biggie, we were in the minority on this. I did not like Cena's promo, the whiny character he came up with, talking about this has been a dysfunctional relationship. I gave, you took. Sounded like a woman to me. Um, I did not like that promo. Then him and Cody come face to face. In that first promo, Cody calls him a whiny bitch and walks out. Like 1-0 Cody. They get together again, and I'm not gonna. Cody. Two of these promos ended with Cody leaving Cena flat on his back. We never really saw Cena ever get the upper hand in this whole exchange. And all these years after waiting Cena to turn heel, I just don't feel like Cena looks convincing in this role. I just don't know if he doesn't know how to be a heel after 25 years of being this franchise babyface. He's not convincing in the role. So everything that happened after Elimination Chamber has just been a downer to me. So the match is finally happening. We're pretty much certain at that point that the final boss isn't going to be there. It turns out he's not going to be there, but as Big E said, we get Travis Scott. And then we get Cena doing this thing. Oh, please, Cody, don't hit me, please. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not, and then kicks Cody in the balls, like he did on March 1st. He gets the pin. He wins 17. I don't have a problem winning 17. I'm a Flair guy. Everybody knows. That was the record, man. I've been watching wrestling a long time. I never thought that record would be broken, and I'm not going to get on one of my rants about so many titles floating around. But when you do have so many titles floating around, I mean, it's easy for anybody to get to 17. You know, you got Triple H, uh, Randy Orton, all at 14, 13. I think Charlotte's at 12. You know, somebody's going to beat 17 sooner or later. You create this huge moment at Elimination Chamber, and it culminates in this. And I just feel it's all been a huge letdown. Everything they tried to build up at Elimination Chamber, none of it ever delivered. None of the promos with Cena, none of the promos with Cody had some good promos in it, and Cody did his part trying to keep this thing interesting. But as it kept going on and on and on, I just lost more interest and more interest and more interest. The match lost its luster, and then when you see, we all know Cena has never been a great technical wrestler, and as he has said, he's lost a step. Cody did his best. It just did not work. This match, he is lucky to be getting some bullshit, honestly. But I can't. If I'm being real, the match wasn't worthy of an F. But to me, it definitely was worthy of some bullshit because everything that happened after Elimination Chamber was bullshit to me.
Well, I'll say this starting off. This is the second year in a row The Rock has got involved, and plans have either had to shift or fall flat.
At least he
We
showed
all
up
saw it
last
happen
year.
last year with Cody run the. What's that?
At least he was there last year. You know. Okay.
Yeah,
Before you go though, before
yeah.
we go, let me add this: The Rock last year got physically involved. He turned heel because he started off as the babyface, turned heel,
Mm-hmm.
and got physical. He bloodied and beat the brakes off Cody outside here in Chicago in the rain, and everybody bought into
Mm-hmm.
that character. John Cena never once, like Rob just said, never once got his hands on Cody. So why am I convinced he's gonna win?
I agree, but the point I'm making is plans had to pivot and then pivot back because The Rock got involved. Now it worked out last year. This year did not. You show up at Elimination Chamber, you do this. John does a heel turn, and then we don't see you again. Not for the build up. John, did he even mention? Cody mentioned The Rock. I don't even know if John even mentioned The Rock in any of his promos. We never got into how did you align with The Rock? Why did you turn? What did The Rock say to you that make you decide? Like none of that came out. None of it. And then we don't get The Rock for the match. We get Travis Scott. What was this supposed to be? Travis, he is a rapper. He's not a fighter. He's not a professional wrestler. This is a dude who raps, who don't look like he can fight his way out of a paper bag. Okay, who and like you said, John is sitting there grinning like, oh yeah, yeah, I got him now. You acting like you got Kenny Omega just signed with WWE and he's showing up down the ramp. He's gonna put it on Cody. What are you grinning about? What's he gonna do? Rap you another song while you're fighting Cody? What is this? This is stupid. John looks
Ding,
so
ding,
slow.
ding, ding.
John looks so slow in the ring. We're talking about double axe handles upside. This is John is wrestling just a very just slow pedestrian match. I will say this: his character work inside the ring was good, and But even like with the build, like I was saying in the group chat, I'm like, he needs to lean into this character. Why are you not beating Cody upside the head backstage? Why aren't you sneaking up from underneath the ring and hitting him with a chair? Why are you not bloodying this man like last year? Why aren't you throwing him off a production truck? Something needs to be happening that was not happening in the build. And I think why the build wasn't what it could have been is because there's questions like, okay, do we got Dwayne? Do we got Dwayne? Do we have him or not? Okay, we don't. Pivot. That's what I think's going on. I think Dwayne is, yeah, I'm gonna leave that whole thing alone. With this match, the inside of the ropes just wasn't it. But like you said, there's something to be said about winning 17. But John's going to wrestle now for the rest of the year in these main events. And with what we saw, it was bad enough for the Austin Theory match, 2 years ago, whatever that was. That was bad enough. If what we saw tonight is what we're going to get in the main event until he drops the belt, probably back to Cody, it, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. But for the whole thing, I'll be a touch more nice because it is John. He's done a lot. He's given everything to the business. I'll give it middle of the road, but I really feel like I'm being nice here.
Yeah, for me, it's nothing personal against Cena. It really isn't. Just the storytelling this time around, and then with the absence of The Rock, if The Rock couldn't fully commit, I just
Then
wish
don't do
they.
it.
Yeah, you didn't need The Rock. Like we said this in the group chat. You didn't need the final boss for John to turn heel. John just could have got pissed. Look, this is it for me, and I want 17, so this is what I'm doing. And I don't really feel like
Right.
John has really leaned into this heel character. Like, why didn't he beat Cody's
Right.
ass? Why didn't he bloody Cody up? It seems like they didn't really go all in on this heel turn with him.
No, he has not leaned into it. He's not leaned into it as much as he could.
No, and it's not natural. I mean, I've said it. I'll keep saying it. All Cena had to say was, "I want 17." Kind of started off on the right track after Royal Rumble when he just declared for the chamber and said, "I'm going to do this. This is what's best for business." Okay, cool. S- Stick with that. Stick with, "I want
Right.
17. It's my retirement tour. I want 17. I will do absolutely, positively anything and everything to make sure that that happens, including side with somebody that once upon a time I couldn't stand." So, and you buy that, you believe that, you honor that, and but to say to but then turn around and run down the crowd and make all these excuses. You all sad. You all owe me an apology. You This is a
Yeah.
dysfunctional relationship because of da 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 da
He's
da.
talking that shit tonight. Dysfunctional.
Whiny bitch. And like, I will buy all of that. I'm not even mad that you beat Cody. I'm just mad at the circumstances that you beat Cody. You know? So it is what it is. He's 17 and he did not keep his promise. He said he was gonna come to Raw tonight and ruin wrestling. He didn't ruin a damn thing. You took a RKO for your troubles, talking that
Once
shit.
again, once again, getting his ass beat. Just that's all he does.
Right.
Gives weak promos and then ends up flat on his back
Yeah.
or on his
So
face in this case.
Right.
so shifting gears, just real quick, we'll touch on it's the Raw after Mania, so we kind of got to touch on it a little bit. So that's what opened the show with John Cena. He cut his promo, but he took RKO for his troubles because Backlash is in St. Louis, so why not put him and Randy Orton? It's been a long time since they wrestled, so yeah, it makes sense. Have him and Randy Orton go at it for the title. We know John's gonna win, but hey, you at least get a marquee main event in that sense. I was in and out of Raw, had some personal matters to take care of with my kids, so. Um, trying to think what happened after the Cena thing. Um,
The
y'all help me
Becky
out.
thing.
Did we? Did
Yeah, the Becky
I
thing.
don't know what happened. I don't know what would you say, Becky and
Was that next?
They just so yeah. Well, I don't know if it was next, but that's what I remember next.
Let
Yeah,
me.
Liv in the eyesore versus Becky and Lyra.
I think that was next to the
Liv
ring. Yeah.
Yeah.
Liv hit the Oblivion on Lyra Pender, and Becky turned heel and beat the brakes off Lyra. So that was I didn't see that coming.
No, I didn't either. I didn't either. So yeah,
That,
that was your first big shock moment.
that one's weird because like y'all tried the heel thing with Becky before and it didn't work because people wanted to like Becky.
But see, that's true. But I think it happened. I, I feel like that kind of happened unintentionally. I don't think they meant to turn Becky face. I think just some of the circumstances
Right.
happened. I think she can. I think the heel turn will work.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, I think it will work with her, especially now with the husband also a heel. Maybe they somehow work that in there. I don't know, but I think it'll work this time.
Okay, so after that there was a New
Rusev
Day.
returned.
Yeah, New
Yeah,
Day
Yeah.
comes out and then the Mercy they got Maxine Dupree trying to cut this hard ass promo on the New Day. It's like, what are y'all
Ugh.
doing? And they get ready to have a match, and then we finally get him returning Rusev Day. Um, New music. He still looks great,
yeah, yeah.
act
Looking
up.
straight.
Um, Knew they didn't want no smoke, so they left and left American. No, what are they called? Not American made. Anyway, Kira Tozawa and
What's it
Otis get
called?
their asses kicked by Rusev. Rusev's back. I guess we'll get Lana next week, maybe, or in time we'll get to Lana. But I did like that there was one part about Maxine Dupri's promo I did like when she called out Kofi on that 60-second match. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
Okay, we're
yeah,
going there. Calling
yeah.
them one of the Minute Men. But yeah. And then we got Io Sky with Stephanie Vakir. Um,
Good match.
Nice
good
match.
match. Obviously this one was gonna go no contest. Julia showed up. Um, Roxanne Perez showed
Yeah,
up. I'm so sick of Roxanne Perez. I don't know what to do. And kind of
Why?
in a good way. She can wrestle. I give it. She can wrestle, but it's
Right.
just like she's like a gnat at a barbecue. Just would you go away?
Well, I
She's
wish
so
they would
little.
figure out what they want to
She's
do with
small.
her. I mean, they bring her to the main
Right.
roster. She is small. They bring her to the main roster, and I think, okay, she's going to be there for a while. Then she goes back to NXT. She keeps going back and forth. Make up your damn mind, you know?
Right.
And then you had Rhea come out there, and she had a shiner on her eye.
Yeah.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
Respectfully saying, EO, I'm still coming for this. I'm not gonna blindside you. I'm not gonna do no cheap shot, but I'm gonna let you know I ain't forgot about you. No Bianca tonight.
She's injured, I heard.
That was a pretty physical match. Not stiff, just
Mm-hmm.
physical.
Um,
It was.
so then there was a Jey Uso segment. I didn't get to see this live, so I have to go back and watch this. I was dealing with my drama at the time. And then we had Dominic Mysterio versus Penta. Obviously, a pretty good match. Um, the returning JD McDonough causing Penta to lose. So I guess he's either in the clear or close to being in the clear. And we'll see JD McDonough come back. I mean, the match itself was okay. But seeing JD come back after that insane, horrific bump he
Yeah.
took. Whew. If he didn't have people's respect before, he has it now. There was that. And of course, we had the Seth Rollins promo with Paul Heyman.
Oh,
Um,
we got to mention Gunther.
Oh yes.
Oh
Sorry.
yeah.
Before we go to the end, so Gunther, they kind of threw like a lot at us at one point in Raw, and it was just weird to see Gunther come out. So Gunther came out and he grabbed the mic. He was ringside and he just attacked Pat McAfee and even Michael Cole a little bit, but he really went after Pat McAfee. I mean, he was in that chokehold for a long time.
Well, yeah, he
His
actually
face was
went
red.
first. Yeah, he actually went first at Michael Cole and actually started roughing him up. And then McAfee came to the defense of Cole and went after Gunther. And then Gunther said, then after that, Gunther was all over McAfee.
But I told y'all before we came on here, that's a way to write McAfee off because after Mania season, he does tend to go away because he's got his show. NFL will be back soon, so he has to cover all that stuff for ESPN. So it makes it hard for him to do both or all the things. So he has to step away.
And he still
That
got
was
his
just what he did
podcast.
right now.
Yeah.
I thought so. This is what I was thinking because they did that thing at Bad Blood. I was thinking they're doing all this stuff. Security's out there. They choked out McAfee. They're writing him off. I thought Goldberg was coming out
Oh,
Ugh,
because of the thing. Come on, man.
gosh.
They got tied up in
I
the
didn't
boat.
say anything.
Yeah.
Ugh.
yeah, man. I mean, you was
Thought he
pretty
was
hard.
coming
You was
out.
pretty hard on Cena tonight. I mean, I'm curious to see what Goldberg looked like when he comes back.
Listen, at least Goldberg sticks to what he knows.
Oh,
And,
oh.
and, and he gets in and he gets out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's taking more time to get ready. He had stem cell surgery on a lot of stuff, so he's just taking his time. But he is gonna have his retirement match this year. So that didn't happen. And then, so yeah, Seth Rollins, promo, Paul Heyman. Um, Pretty much never got off the ground because CM Punk interrupted, and he came out with the tape, and he's ready to fight. They start fighting, and I'm like, well, Roman's got to be there. They're still in Vegas, and of course they do the whole thing, and I don't like when they do this. Okay, if you know you're gonna have this angle or you're gonna have somebody come out, stop putting the credits up, stop putting the signature up, just let it happen, or just do it. Period. Roman comes out. Of course, he takes care of business and everybody rips the shirt off. He's, of course, still jacked and everything. And then this hooded figure spears Roman. And I'm like, well, that ain't Solo. Who is
No.
this? And it's like, oh, shit. Seth Rollins got Braun Breaker? And I wasn't even thinking about this, but Rob had kind of spit a bug in my ear, just for lack of a better term, that they might be starting a new faction here. And you got Heyman, now you got Seth, now you got Braun Breaker, and the mighty. I mean, I would think they would get another person to solidify it. So yeah,
I wonder if it'll be Becky. I wonder if they'll throw a wrench and then grab, maybe grab Becky. She
bless you.
turned heel tonight too.
Thank you. All right.
Yeah, I think it's intriguing what they're doing, and I don't know. I'm curious to see where it goes. I'm very curious to see where it goes. Uh, I like that they didn't give us too much tonight as far as returns. Like Rusev's a big one. Like give him a spotlight. Um, and then give Braun Breaker something to do too. Like that's a big deal to work with Seth and Paul Heyman. So very curious to see what they do and what this faction will be called. But yeah, overall I think a good episode of Raw, not too much. I mean, they don't I think they want to do just enough nowadays. They don't want to go too crazy because then the next Raw is not gonna live up to it. But
Right.
overall between the WrestleMania weekend, I will say A lot of people were hating on this WrestleMania. I didn't hate it. I enjoyed it. I didn't think some of the matches there was only like what the two, like the one bullshit, and the rest was middle of the road. Rob gave the main event bullshit, which I don't blame him because it wasn't. But I think that yeah, that main event, I'm not mad at people. It didn't deliver.
Mhm.
If you're somebody that paid for night two, you paid a pretty penny, and that's what you got,
Right.
yeah, I'd be pissed too. So
Yeah, but
a lot
overall,
of people are giving Triple
it was
H
a
a
good
hard
mania.
time, saying this was Triple H's WrestleMania and it sucked and this and that. Like, did y'all forget last year was Triple H 2 and it was great. So
Right.
stop all
Yeah,
that.
Right.
yeah, man, dude. Look, Triple H can't do everything perfect, but I think we all can agree the product is much better in his hands than in the previous
Right.
hands.
Because
So
there's follow-up. It's not just doing it to just do it. Remember 34 when Brock beat Roman and Brock threw the belt at Vince? Like, what the fuck are you
Yeah.
doing?
right,
Like, what
Yeah.
Brock was literally frustrated. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't care about wins
Yeah.
and losses. What are we doing? And,
right.
Yeah.
that was the problem. Vince had no follow-up. Vince would change the card the same day. I think it was 35 when I was at Blake's house, and they literally had changed the whole card that day.
Right.
Yeah.
People forget how bad it was. When Baron
Yeah.
Corbin was in the main event of some pay-per-views.
Oh
People
my
forget how bad it
God.
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember the Fiend versus Seth Rollins at Hell in a Cell?
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
People
I'll never
forget
forget
how
yeah.
that.
bad it was.
I'll never forget that.
Oh,
Yeah.
remember the Miz wrestling
Yeah.
zombies?
Oh
Oh.
man.
Man, it was bad.
Ooh.
It was bad.
Yeah. People forget how bad it was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But that Seth and Fiend match, I mean, I remember that was majority of that podcast was me and Blake, and then Rob came in at the end, and it was bad.
mm,
That was bad. That was bad.
Yeah.
So for these guys who complaining, don't forget how bad it was just a few years ago.
Mm,
yeah,
mm,
man.
All right. Well, we have been on that long enough.
Yes.
Thank you both for coming on here. We got this done. I really wish we could have done like we normally do, but it was my schedule this time that we couldn't. But hopefully next year we get it in, and I'll be able to put some PTO in, and we can make this happen. Um,
Cool.
but yeah, yes, glad we got the post show done. Let us know in the comments down below what you all thought of WrestleMania 41. If you agree with our grades, let us know. If you disagree, let us know as well. Make sure to check out the gaming streams. Next week we'll probably get back to some more trying to laughs as well. And that's pretty much it for now. Busy time in life. So hope you all are doing well out there. Thank you. Thank all 795 of y'all. Five
Oh,
away
come
from
on.
800
Five
now.
more. Come on. Come
Yeah.
on.
Five from 800. So thank 795 of y'all. We really do appreciate it. But let's get five more, get to that 800 mark, and let's continue to grow the channel, as Rob would say. But we'll be on here late enough as it is. So hit us up if you got requests. thirdgenwrestling@gmail.com. Hit us up on TikTok, Twitch, yeah, and Instagram. So thank you all again. Take care. Hope you all enjoyed WrestleMania. It's been a hell of a weekend, and we'll speak to y'all again soon.